When people think about Marjorie and Steve Harvey's kids, the first name that usually comes up is Laurie. But here's the part almost nobody talks about. Laurie has a biological sister, Morgan, born to the same mother, and somehow she's been almost completely left out of the family's polished public image. While Marjorie was reportedly focused on turning Laurie into a high-fashion celebrity brand, and Steve openly praised Laurie in interviews and on national television, Morgan seemed to fade deeper into the background.
Who's your favorite person?
Oh, without a doubt, 100%.
Another thread!
Fans started noticing something strange. The sisters barely post each other, rarely interact online, and in public, they sometimes look more like distant acquaintances than actual family. According to online speculations, there may be a reason behind that tension. And many people believe it all traces back to their mother, Marjorie. Now, people are starting to ask some serious questions. Did Laurie distance herself from her own sister to protect the Harvey image and the luxury brand built around her name? And is Morgan quietly keeping her distance because she allegedly knows things about Marjorie that the public was never supposed to hear? According to longtime rumors and online speculation, Marjorie has often come across less like a traditional mother and more like the family's image architect. And if you ask fans watching from the outside, it looked pretty clear who the favorite was. Laurie became the centerpiece from the very beginning. Marjorie reportedly poured her attention, money, and energy into shaping Laurie into a polished, high-fashion socialite. She allegedly coached her on how to navigate elite spaces, build connections, and maintain a flawless public image. To many people, Laurie was treated less like an ordinary daughter and more like the face of a carefully built brand. Morgan, on the other hand, seemed to want a completely different life. Instead of chasing luxury circles and celebrity attention, she focused more on cooking, family life, and staying grounded. According to speculation online, that lifestyle simply did not fit into Marjorie's larger vision of building a powerful social empire. But some people believe the divide goes even deeper than that. Rumors have circulated for years alleging that Marjorie had connections to questionable activity through people around her. None of those claims have been proven, but according to the speculation, Morgan allegedly wanted no part of that world after seeing how risky and complicated it could become behind closed doors. According to reports and long-time rumors surrounding the family, Morgan was born into an environment already surrounded by controversy. Back in the 1990s, Marjorie was reportedly under federal investigation while married to alleged drug kingpin Jim L. Townsend. Authorities accused Townsend of attempting to purchase around 40 kilos of illegal substances, and he was eventually sentenced to life in prison. Decades later, his sentence was commuted by then-President Barack Obama after he served 26 years. During that investigation, reports claimed the FBI also questioned Marjorie's possible involvement in the operation. Allegedly, investigators warned Townsend that his wife could face arrest as well. According to Townsend's own account, he agreed to a plea deal that kept Marjorie out of the case. He reportedly said he made that decision because Marjorie was 8 months pregnant with their son Jason at the time, and he feared Morgan would grow up without her mother if both parents were taken away. And even after all these years, the tension clearly never disappeared. Townsend has publicly spoken about Marjorie multiple times, and in some interviews and reported statements, he accused her of betraying him, called her a snake.
Life is.
Right.
Life is. I'm just gonna put the truth out there,
Right.
and I'm putting the truth out there, I should say, and just let people be.
According to online speculation, Morgan allegedly grew up seeing a side of her mother that the public never fully witnessed. Rumors claim she watched Marjorie operate behind the scenes, protecting the family image, managing relationships, and navigating situations that critics have described as questionable. Because of that, some believe Morgan eventually decided she wanted nothing to do with that lifestyle or the pressure that came with it. While Laurie reportedly embraced Marjorie's approach to fame and celebrity culture, Morgan appeared to take the complete opposite path. Laurie built a career around fashion, modeling, and high-profile Hollywood circles, while Morgan focused on a quieter life centered around cooking, marriage, and raising a family away from constant public attention. According to speculation, Morgan may have believed that staying too close to family drama and controversy could eventually pull her into unwanted fallout, but the rumored tension between the sisters allegedly goes even deeper. Some people online have claimed Morgan also disapproves of Laurie's dating life and public image. Morgan has long been viewed as more traditional, someone who married her college sweetheart, stayed committed to one relationship for years, and focused heavily on creating a stable family environment. Supporters of this theory believe those completely different lifestyles may have created a major disconnect between the sisters over time. Meanwhile, Lori constantly finds herself at the center of online criticism over her dating life, with social media users regularly debating her relationships and public image. According to rumors, Morgan allegedly sees that attention as damaging to the family's reputation, especially since she has worked hard to build a quieter, more traditional life for her family away from celebrity drama. Some online speculation even claims Morgan tried encouraging Lori to slow down, settle into something more stable, and focus on deeper relationships instead of the non-stop spotlight. But according to those same rumors, Lori, with Marjorie fully supporting her career moves and public image, reportedly had no interest in changing course. And then there's Steve Harvey, who many fans believe has unintentionally added fuel to the favoritism conversation. Every time Lori's name comes up in interviews, podcasts, or television appearances, Steve seems excited to praise her success. He has publicly defended her dating choices, celebrated her business ventures, and spoken proudly about her rise in the entertainment and fashion world. Critics online have noticed something else. People often point out that Steve rarely speaks about Morgan's accomplishments despite her success as a chef, author, and mother. Fans have questioned why Lori receives so much public praise while Morgan is barely mentioned at all. To some observers, it creates the impression that one daughter became the face of the family while the other slowly faded into the background. A lot of fans believe the last truly public father-daughter moment between Steve and Morgan was back in 2013, when he walked her down the aisle at her wedding. Yes, Morgan also appeared on Steve's talk show years ago. But after that, people noticed what they describe as a long period of silence and distance.
It's everything that I ever wanted one of my daughters to have.
She's like my best friend, so no reason for you to go home anymore, so I gotta marry you to keep you here.
And critics say the biggest example came during Steve Harvey's major 2-hour interview on Earn Your Leisure. The conversation covered everything: his career, his legacy, his businesses, and especially his family. With that much time to reflect on his children and their accomplishments, viewers expected all of them to get some recognition. But according to fans who watched the interview closely, Morgan's name never came up once. Steve reportedly spent time talking about several of the other kids, their careers, and what they were doing with their lives. And as usual, Lori received a noticeable amount of attention throughout the discussion.
Don't play. Because Lori really thinks she's the special one. She really does. Lori, I told her I was going to cut her off because she's making a lot of money right now, and I was going to cut her off, and she just started laughing. And then she said, well, and you're not going to speak to me anymore? I said, yeah, I'll still talk to you. She said, but not if you cut me off. So can't cut her off.
So that omission immediately caught people's attention. Critics online started questioning how a daughter who built a culinary career, released cookbooks, and expanded the family could go completely unmentioned during such a long and personal interview. To many viewers, it only added more fuel to the growing belief that Morgan has quietly been pushed to the sidelines within the family dynamic. Many people believe that when favoritism becomes obvious inside a blended family, it can seriously damage relationships between siblings and parents. Critics online have argued that Steve's public praise for Lori compared to the relative silence surrounding Morgan may have created lasting tension within the family dynamic over the years. At the same time, social media speculation around Steve and Lori has grown increasingly controversial. Some commenters have claimed Steve appears to give Lori far more attention than his other daughters because of her public image and popularity. Others have pushed even more extreme theories online, making inappropriate accusations about his attachment to her and questioning his motivations for heavily supporting her career and high-profile relationships. There has also been online chatter connecting Steve's strong support of Lori to some of her celebrity relationships, including her past connection to Sean Diddy Combs. However, these claims remain speculative and unverified.
First day, he had shown me a picture of me and him, the first pic that we ever took, and I was like, you should save that as your screensaver. So he was like, I don't know how. So I was trying to show him, and I saved the picture to his photo album on his phone, and then I clicked on the photo album to set it as a screensaver, and I saw a picture of him and Lori, the same exact pose.
What do you mean?
I mean, the same exact pose that he took with me.
Okay.
And he did the same with Lori.
Were they clothed or not?
No.
They weren't close.
No.
Lori.
According to reports and anonymous sources discussed online, there have allegedly been internal family tensions tied to the amount of attention Lori receives compared to the other children. One source reportedly pointed out that Steve has a large blended family, including 4 biological children from previous marriages and 3 stepchildren through Marjorie. According to one report source, tensions inside the Harvey blended family have allegedly been building for years. The source claims Steve genuinely loves all of the children and believed he did the right thing by embracing Marjorie's kids as his own. Still, they suggested there has been ongoing division and conflict behind the scenes within the family dynamic. The same source alleged that Steve's way of dealing with problems was often to avoid direct confrontation, either by smoothing things over with gifts and financial support, or simply stepping away from the drama altogether. According to online speculation, Morgan may have eventually chosen distance because she wanted peace and stability instead of staying caught in family tension. And that's where many critics believe the real divide began. Lori reportedly became deeply connected to a carefully curated celebrity lifestyle, one centered around status, influence, and maintaining the Harvey brand. Meanwhile, Morgan appeared to value privacy, family, and a more grounded life outside of Hollywood circles. According to some observers, Marjorie was so focused on building a superstar image around Lori that the relationship between her daughters may have suffered in the process. At the end of the day, a lot of people believe Morgan made the smarter choice by stepping away from the pressure, drama, and non-stop spotlight surrounding the family. But honestly, it's still kind of sad when you think about how distant everything seems between 2 sisters who once grew up together. Of course, not everyone agrees with that perspective. Some people online have argued that Morgan may simply be jealous of Lori's fame, success, and the attention she receives from Steve and Marjorie. Others believe Morgan was right to protect her peace and build a quieter life away from celebrity chaos. But what do you think? Was Morgan justified in distancing herself, or has she been unfairly judgmental of Lori's lifestyle and success? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to like, subscribe, share the video, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss the next one. See you in the next video.